Alright, what is up? Another, not technically the first round, but SlaSh sent me these replays and live.swords didn't participate. So we're gonna just give them a little cast anyway. They are the reigning champion KoKaNee versus our beloved host SlaSh here. Let's see how she goes here. Yeah, live.swords I guess forfeited, so they were looking for a replacement and unable to do so. So we're going to throw SlaSh in the mix since they did just play the other day, and we'll see how she goes. KoKaNee is going to be Protoss. He's pretty good with Protoss, able to defeat most of the Koreans as P, and he will be against the Terran. I'm gonna go for a double pylon opening, which is a little interesting for Mr. KoKaNee here, versus a pretty standard gateway and barracks here. SlaSh with 600 APM, just clicking his little heart out right now like a madman, because that is a lot. KoKaNee over here with 122 APM, just kind of chilling, not spamming nearly as much here. Gonna go for a double pylon and a forge build. So interesting build for Mr. Korean Slayer. It's gonna work out nicely because he is versus a Terran at least. Versus Zerg, this might not be the most cost-effective opening, but regardless, it is going to be a nice, safe, and secure. Going to not allow anybody to see what he is doing. And let's see how he does, if he's going to try to tech or just build some Nexi here. I don't see any gas or a gateway, so I assume it's going to be a Nexus, but then, as I say that, he does throw down 2 gateways here. 3 gateways here, so just a really disguised build here, a little bit of a sneaky build. You're actually have 4 gateways, so this could throw a lot of people off if they do scout this. They're going to assume that he at least built 1 Nexus or at least went 1 gas here, but instead he's just going to throw down a 4 gateway, so a very deceptive build here. And I think it's going to work out nicely versus the Terran. He is going to scout the Terran now. The Terran has still not scouted the Protoss. He is going to see and run away. I believe he did scout him there. Yeah, he must have scouted him because he is just chilling at the choke now. Do see everything pretty standard here for SlaSh here. Still in the dark. I think he knows that it's a Protoss. He must have seen that probe as well. You have to assume. So he is going to confirm now for sure here. Yeah, he definitely knows that it's a Protoss because he is scouting his corners here for any kind of cannon rush. Gonna kill that probe here, and he is going to lose a Marine to scout exactly where KoKaNee is, aka the Korean Slayer, and he's thrown down another gateway here. So 5 gateway, going to be a very aggressive opening for him. Going to be massing zealots here. We do see an engineering bay. He does want to get inside of that Protoss base to see exactly what is going on. That is going to be his only way to get a scout off. Engineering bays are cheaper and built quicker than a barracks. They don't have the ability to build fire bats, but still going to get what he needs done. We can see SlaSh going to build a command center, and he did halt the Marine production for a little bit and get a very quick factory before throwing down any kind of thing at the front. So he's been duped. The Korean Slayer has duped them into thinking that this isn't what KoKaNee is doing, and that is the whole plan for Mr. KoKaNee here. Does want to be very deceitful with his opening. Perhaps now going to start building up some kind of wall here just in case there is some kind of zealot pressure, but just doesn't seem to be too concerned. And why would you be? He does go through on a supply depot, so he's going to eventually start building a wall here before this engineering bay does get in, and a turret just to have safe measures here. Does have a Marine patrolling off the side. I do like that. And over here just to scout any, I guess they're not patrolling, just scouting still, to see if any quick drops are coming out. But meanwhile, we just have a whole shit ton of zealots coming down here. No, I guess we do have a couple of medics, but they aren't with all of these Marines here, and no bunker or wall here at the front. So this is going to be a big surprise. We do see a stim coming up here, trying to focus down some of these zealots, but that is a lot of zealots here at the 4-minute mark. He is at 76 supply here, so it's going to be pretty tricky to defend this without any kind of bunker or anything. Going to try to run back in here into a nice little choke point between his barracks, but Marines are going to go, or Zealots are going to go around here for a little bit of a surround. Not the best engagement for these Zealots, but I think the numbers are just going to be too much regardless. Not, yeah, completely just caught off guard here. And looks like he is going to just die to that attack here. Zealot's continuing to stream down in. Just a mass Zealot off of, what, 3, 6, 7 gateways here. So, yeah, he is going to pull the SCVs to try to stack attack, but you just do not want SCVs fighting Zealots like this. Too many Zealots. Fire bats being pumped out. A tank is out here, but it may just be too little too late. Did not have a proper scout, and he is going to see that engineering rate float in and just see that, yeah, KoKaNee just went mass Zealots here. So, very tricky little build here. Siege tank's trying to micro its life off, but I think the damage has been done. Too many SCVs have been down. No bunkers are completed. And yeah, he's just going to get crushed here. Unfortunate for him. Very nice build by KoKaNee. A very sneaky little build here. A single Nexus, no gas, mass Zealot push is going to take the game one. Nicely done by Sir KoKaNee, aka the Korean Slayer, aka the defending champion of Tournament of Titans. Jump into game number a deuce. Alright, jumping into it. Game number deuce. KoKaNee going to be El Protoss again versus SlaSh a Zerg here. And it looks like we are going to see a 7 pool here. No, a 5 pool there. I misread there. 5 pool here. So SlaSh not feeling too confident with his Zerg versus KoKaNee, and he is going to try to just cheese him out here. This can be successful, and again, KoKaNee going for that double pylon build here. You don't see that too often, just the double pylon, but it is obviously pretty good if Mr. KoKaNee himself likes to go for it. Gonna get that forge down right away as well, so we'll see how this fares versus Zerg. I would imagine it does a lot better versus Terran, but let's see how she goes, especially if it's going to be scouted right away. So SlaSh is going to scout him right away with that first drone. This is going to give it away to KoKaNee that he's probably up against a very early pool. You don't usually scout with the drone this early on, as you just don't have many drones to do that with. And yeah, he's just going to throw down the 2 cannons at home instead of at his choke. KoKaNee with a little smiley face, knowing he probably has a good idea of what's coming here. Not going to be too big of a surprise. You just do not see this. And then, yeah, a hatchery up in the top left. He's going to go for it. But it just, yeah, KoKaNee definitely knows with his experience. The probe is going to go in there and confirm that these Zerglings are coming here. These cannons are going to finish just in time, it looks like. And then he just have to get like 1 or 2 cannons up here to make sure that this hatchery is unable to build any sunkens, and the hatchery still has a long way to go before being complete. Going to be able to build a cannon right here, which is going to be in range, or even closer to these cannons. Hatchery actually does get cancelled here. He does see that that cannon is going to be up, and he's just not going to be able to get anything done. Zerglings continuing to be built. We do see a drone being built as well, so I'm not sure if he's going to try to macro himself out of this. He did cancel that hatchery, so he is going to have a couple of extra minerals here. Going to try to throw that up at the choke. A probe is going to run by, see exactly what the backup plan for Mr. SlaSh is. I don't know if he scouted that canceled hatchery or not. Probe going to come in here and going to see the good news for him that nothing really is going back on. He basically just has to survive this little bit of link pressure, and he should be just golden. Going to throw down the double gas as well with a quick cybernetics core. Going to get that tech advantage, and yeah, this should not be, well, unless SlaSh can get a nice lynx around in here. There is only 3 cannons and a couple of zealots being built. He is supply stuck right now. With you're gonna have to throw down a couple pylons. Got the pylon, it will fix it right there. Gonna have to throw in a couple more pylons. These lynx continuing to run around here. 300 APM for SlaSh here, so he is microing nicely, but he is getting a little bit macro behind here with the hatchery. Gonna throw in another one. Still has 300 minerals. Able to build another hatchery if he does so choose. So we'll see if he's gonna just try to commit, or that'll be a nice little grab here if he's able to get us around on that zealot. Not able to do so. Zealot able to run back into the cannon safety. And a couple more cannons are going down. So KoKaNee is a little concerned that a mass Zergling may be able to kill him. Without Zergling speed, though, it's going to be difficult. Just focusing right now on trying to macro himself out of here. Going to send these Zerglings around for a potential proxy robotics bay. He probably did see that gas and cybernetics core, but little does he know that the robotics facility is just being thrown up here at home. 2 robos for KoKaNee. Gonna go just for a mass, or not a mass, but a quick reaver drop, and it's gonna be tough to defend that for SlaSh. SlaSh is building a geyser here at home. Stargate also going to be pumped out here, going to be able to pick off any stray overlords before the hydras get up here. But you can see the supply, that opening, if you don't get anything done with that 5 pool, it is tough to macro. Not impossible, but it is just tough to macro out of it. Going to have that dropship and support bay being built here. And KoKaNee still playing it safe. Doesn't want to die to any kind of massling. That really is the main threat right now. I imagine that he is going to get Zergling speed. Is that the Zergling speed? Oh, no, that's the shuttle speed upgrade. So no Ling speed upgrade for Mr. SlaSh. Going to build 2 Sunkens around here. So it looks like he is going to try to macro himself out of it. But yeah, this drop is... Oh, just 4 zealots here, not going to be the worst thing, but if he is to drop them off and then bring the shuttle back for the reaver, it could be good if you just keep these zealots alive. Zealots plus the reavers will be deadly. The reaver slowly building out now. Going to just get a scout off, drop these zealots off. Going to try to drop them off in between there to get a favorable exchange, but he decides against it. Going to just drop them off here and then wait for those reavers so they can fight together, which I think is a good plan. These the Corsair is out now, going to start picking off the overlords. He is going for a lair instead of any kind of Hydralisk den, which I don't know if that is going to work. A potential Mutalisk play, but yeah, I don't know how well that's going to work. We see these Zerglings coming out now for a potential counterattack, but without Ling speed, it is hard to get a proper surround on all those cannons and everything. Well, I guess no, he did go for Ling speed, so he is going to go for that Ling speed counterattack. He is going to go in right as the Ling speed finishes. He is trying to get us around here, but it looks like there is enough of a cannon spread and enough cannons overall to defend that. Meanwhile, the drop is being pushed over. All those Zerglings do die, and we are now seeing these Reavers go in here. Going to not kill any drones quite yet. The Zerglings are going to come in here and try to take out these Reavers. The Reavers get another little shot off before they get picked up into safety. Both of the shields look like they are down for these Reavers, but tough spot here for Mr. SlaSh here. Going to try to get some of that defense down here, but these Reavers are going to drop again, take out more Lings, and once this Sunken goes down, which only has 18 HP left, one more Scarab hit on each of these things and it will be dead here. There we go, last Sunken down, and now these drones are completely vulnerable. GG is going to be called, and we are going to jump in to that game number 3 here. Well played by KoKaNee, aka the Korean Slayer, and we'll get into game number 3. And jumping into it, game 3, we got SlaSh as the Terran player, and Mr. KoKaNee going to get Protoss yet again, 3 times in a row. Tough work for Mr. SlaSh. This is they're arguing about whether Excess Day could play. We saw that SlaSh did finally change his mind and allow him to play, just for him to basically give up in a 5-minute match versus JH. 5-minute combined 2-game match, and then just not even play the 3rd match versus JH. So nice of KoKaNee to go defend Mr. Excess Day, but Excess Day let us all down with those very disappointing games. And here we go again. We're only seeing the single pylon and to a forge and a triple probe scout here. He scouted with 3 probes here, and now he's going to try to harass with 1, and he's going to definitely be going for a cannon rush here with the other 2. We see 1 pylon here, yeah, double pylon here. Going to be tough to get. He is distracting with that probe. The probe is going to drop before taking out that 5 HP with 1 shot away from that SCV going out. Going to repair that, nicely done, and start building his Marines here. He's just getting a 4th barracks here. Okay, it is going to cancel that 4th barracks. 4th barracks wouldn't be a bad idea versus this build, because he is going to need Marines out a lot to start defending these cannons here. A Marine is going to go out here and scout one side of the cannon rush, but there is 2 cannon rush. This is well, it is not really a decoy, but it is a decoy. He wants one of these 2 to get up. He doesn't expect both of them to get up. So for that, in that case, it is kind of a decoy here. Is going to take out both of these cannons. This cannon just about gets up, but KoKaNee does cancel it to get that money back, and that's going to buy enough time for this cannon to get up. And it is now going to get scouted. He has to pull all the SCVs right now if he wants to cancel this. He needs to pull the SCVs to fight with his 4 or 5 Marines, or else this is going to get out of hand quickly and really going to snowball out. It is totally worth it to pull your SCVs and lose a couple of SCVs plus mining time to cancel this right now. It's only 2 SCVs or 2 cannons drop. Once it gets to 3 or 4, it's going to be impossible to take that out. You're just going to have to defend. You're going to have to get an academy and get your Marine range ASAP, and then build a factory at the back. That is what you have to do to defend this, because cannons do outrange bunkers without the range here, but no academy here, so a little concerned. He does have the gas up at least, but not enough minerals for a factory. I don't know if he's going to be saving up just for that quick factory. If you get a double factory, that is also possible. Getting a nice little surround here with these Marines, and he is scouting his opponent, so he does know where his opponent is. Going to keep all of his Marines alive too, but there we go. He's going to have to start repairing that bunker, because it is going to start taking damage, and you do not want these cannons to get any closer than they already are. The factory is up. Still no academy, though. I would really like to see an academy to get that Marine range. You have to get that Marine range so these bunkers can hold off until your cannons get here. But at least he has 2 bunkers up here, so he is going to be able to buy himself some time. I don't know if they can get by here, but as these cannons stack up, it's going to be harder and harder to repair here. I wouldn't mind seeing a counterattack too. If he did send a couple of these Marines over, since he does know where he is, he could get there potentially before that cannon finishes. Only 2 cannons here. No zealots, no gateways are even finished yet. So that is a possibility for him to do. I don't know if he is going to do that or not, to try to get a counter attack off. But we do see KoKaNee getting a couple more cannons up here. Knows that he is a little bit vulnerable to a run by, as he doesn't have the choke covered. And he isn't like 100% successful on this. He is obviously putting on a lot of pressure here. Definitely going to slow down SlaSh a lot with this cannon rush here. Do have a barracks built outside of Mr. KoKaNee's base for an attempted firebat run in. He doesn't even have to lift it, as there isn't any choke. He can possibly just run it in the front door, save him some time. But that academy just finishing now, and stim being started instead of the Marine range. So these he's gonna have to rely solely on siege tanks, but the siege tanks also not upgrading right now. So this is going to be tough. You really have to be getting that siege mode right away, and he just is not doing that. Built a couple of firebats here, and these cannons are just getting closer and closer, and more are just torturing this poor Terran player here. These depots are going to go down, potentially getting him supply stuck. Nice repair here on this bunker, keeping it alive and still not taking a significant amount of damage, but also just not building that siege tank yet. Still no siege tank. Siege mode did start a couple seconds ago, but that is what he really needs to survive. KoKaNee massing up zealots off of 3 racks. Still no cyber, no nexus either. Doing this all off of a single nexus. These firebats going to run in and just get shot down very quickly. And yeah, no, it's a pretty good hold, but he is just making a couple of small little errors in his decision making that is going to, I think, be detrimental to him. as I would imagine he's going to get a Citadel of Adun for Zealot speed. This looks like a Zealot speed. He can't afford too much more off of that single gas. He does have the minerals for it. Is just massing up a lot of cannons here. Going to keep those tanks busy. The tank and the siege mode is done, but the tanks aren't quite yet done yet. So he is going to survive the cannon push, but this Zealot mass here that KoKaNee is building, I imagine he's going to wait for Zealot speed and then just go right in with a whole hell of a lot of Zealots again. Tank is taking out these cannons now in range of that academy, but those cannons do fall. The marine range will finish eventually, continuing to build cannons here to slow the KoKaNee, or to slow SlaSh down. He does not want SlaSh to establish a choke point here, because that is pretty good versus Zealots here. These marines pushing out, but he is losing a lot, and he needs to keep them alive for this counterattack. Or not really counterattack, it's just attack is coming. Zealot speed is starting now, and yeah, this attack just is going to be hard to hold here. Only 2 bunkers here are left, and you can see 50 supply, not many marines here. Tanks are doing a good job cleaning up these cannons, but I am concerned he hasn't built any really more infrastructure. He's building a command center now instead of a couple more barracks. He does need a couple more barracks, and yeah, I wouldn't mind seeing an engineering. Oh, he does have an engineering barrier and upgrade. Okay, so he does have that going for him. I do like that. I just feel like right now he does need a couple more bunkers and a couple more barracks here if he really wants to keep up production with the Protoss player. Doesn't know exactly what the Protoss is doing. Protoss is also going to go for the DTs, possibly the Psystorm, losing more and more marines to these cannons. Not the exchange that he wants to be doing right now while he does have these tanks. So I imagine that he is just waiting, or our KoKaNee is just waiting for the Zealot speed, or Zealot legs to be finished, and then he is going to run in here with his, 36 Zealots he is going to have, at least at the minimum, by the time that finishes, possibly more. You can see his supply just skyrocketing, and he is building a lot of barracks behind here. Again, all off of one Nexus, so if you do have, you can see all 5 probes are queued up. He does not want to stop probe production, as he is only on one Nexus. These Marines doing a pretty good job versus these cannons, but he has lost a lot of them, and now with these Zealot legs going to come in here, that is a lot of Zealots and just nothing back here to defend, and it looks like KoKaNee is just going to crush SlaSh 3 games in a row fairly quickly, getting Protoss all three games, so that is unfortunate for Mr. SlaSh, but GG nonetheless, and KoKaNee will advance onto the second round, facing off versus La Hydra, who just played a 2-hour Zerg game. So that should be a good matchup. We'll see how Hydra does versus Mr. KoKaNee. Should be a very good battle. We'll throw up those that bracket there for you guys, so you can check out what's going on. And yeah, we only have like what, 3 series left, 2 or 3 series left before we begin that second round, which is all loaded up with a stacked second round of all good matchups. Looking forward to it. Hope you guys are too. GG. See you guys.